Hi Climbers, and welcome back to the Treehouse. My name's Ree, and this is the tarot tree. And today I thought we'll have another little impromptu unboxing, as I have only gone and bought myself a little early birthday gift. Because I can't control my deck spending. Oh my goodness. I need someone to be an accountability buddy for me down the line, I think, but not right now. But yeah, it came in the post today and I am just really excited. This is a deck that has been on my list for a long time and I hadn't been able to get my hands on it, but alas, that has all changed now. So yeah, without further ado, let's grab the box, shall we? I'm trying to keep it a bit mysterious because I like doing these little guess games. If you guys read the description, you'll get the riddles and the clues, and let's see if we can guess what this deck is before I reveal it all to you. But yeah, like I said, I've wanted it for a long time, hadn't come into my collection yet, and came to my attention that it was possible to purchase it from a shop close to me. So alas, here we are, guys. Always so wonderfully packaged by, this is by the Boutique, okay, a wonderful store. I just want to give them their props. You know, Miranda, wherever you are, thank you. What a wonderful kind of shop and team, you know, that like saw there was a gap in the UK market, and all of us who love indie decks were really struggling to get hold of them without really steep like postage prices, and you know, realized, you know what, let's get these decks here for everyone in the UK to enjoy too. You know, how wonderful for us, and always so lovingly packaged and always coming in time, and I love that about the Boutique. So check them out. Miranda also they have a channel here on YouTube, so check them out. And such a lovely person, because she even opens up her sort of emails and messages for us to kind of ask if she'll consider getting certain decks in. So, you know, I've done that, and she's got so many of the ones that I requested in. And the funny thing is, this beauty we're going to see in a minute was going to be a request of mine, and the synchronicity is this: I literally was going to message her and say, would you consider getting this in, only to find that the store was just putting it in stock that day. I was like, oh, this is great. So without further ado, let's unwrap the lovely packaging. Shout out the Boutique again, guys. Remember that if you're a UK buyer, even if you're a European buyer, I feel like it could work out better for you. But double check that. Guys, the much coveted, much awaited by Ree and many others, I think, in the UK too. The wonderful, the Roots and Wings Oracle deck. Ooh, I'm going to save that tissue paper, I am, because, you know, recycle, the possibilities are endless. Guys, what can I say about this deck? Look at it, this is such a gorgeous little canvas bag too. Oh my god, with the little rooty person. I love it. Kat Riles, been following her work for a little while. What can I say about this deck? It has been on my wish list for a few years now, actually. It was probably one of the first indie Oracle decks I ever put on my wish list when I came to realize that indie decks existed. And it just kept going in and out of stock, so I was missing it, and also the postage to kind of get from America was quite steep. So it kind of put me off a little bit. But what can I say? Oh, let's open you. Like I said, Boutique have got it in stock now, and I've noticed quite a few of our UK tarot tubers have got our hands in it now, so that's great. So what do we get? We get this lovely bag it comes in. I'm not sure what edition this is, but we get a little booklet. Oh, that's great. So it seems like each of the cards just has a little write-up. That's really cool. Tells you how to use the deck, etc. That's so cool. It's cute. It's like well made too. Let's put you to the side now and actually get our cards out. Oh, I love the backs on these. I really do. Oh my goodness, the feel of it as well. What is this finish? Is this a rose petal finish? I think it is. It's so, oh, it's like, it's got some, it's so smooth, but it's got like friction to it. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm doing this justice how I'm talking right now, but as you can tell, I'm a little bit a little bit kind of all over the place, as I usually am when I get excited. Oh, we have a card of a spread straight away, the garden spread. Seed, soil, sun, water, weeds. Oh, that's so fantastic. Off the bat, I feel, okay, it's going to tell us what it is. This is all about the heart and what you're wanting to grow. Okay, that's the seed. The soil and roots. This card represents your foundation. What are you building upon? The sun, the raw energy for your growth. Water, like rain, this card refreshes and nourishes the journey for your growth. What can provide relief along the way? And weeds, cards to show you a space where you could be conscious of how you could overtake your journey for growth. So sort of obstacles, I guess. Weeds. Oh, I love that. Oh, as you can see, this speaks to my energy. I think it's such a great arrival to come in time for spring. You know, I'm so happy it's here. I love its energy. I just, every time I see it, it makes me happy when I see it on other people's channels, and it just makes me want it more and more, and I'm so glad that I've been able to get it now. So yeah, I look forward to using this for spring. You know, I'm a spring baby. I'm going to be doing my spring collection and showing you guys what decks I'm going to be working with in spring, but I'm so happy this has come in my collection, because this is definitely going to be an oracle deck that I use. But I love the finish. I'm not sure how that's going to shuffle, because it's very, I don't know if you can see there, quite a lot of friction, but I guess we'll see as we work with it. The world, the worker is so well made, guys. The cards are in a lovely thickness. I just feel like it's going to go so well with so many of my other decks. It's really my aesthetic. It's really my energy with all the botanicals, the nature elements, even the animal elements here. Look, wildness, the wolf. I love the space on the cards with the white. I love the kind of handwritten elements of it here. It's just very like homemade, but well done homemade. You know, you don't often get that. You know, that's a really good combination. That craftiness is here. Not craftiness as in slime, but you know, that crafty nature. Oh my god, what am I talking about? Really, these impromptu videos, my goodness. I hope you can understand what I'm talking about. My little hedgehog friend here to help us. I haven't given him a name yet, so yeah. You guys, think of names for the little hedgehog here, my little ivy hedgehog. He hasn't got a name yet, and I feel kind of bad for him. Nameless hedgehog, hodgehog. Eggy. Okay, I'm losing my train of thought. I love this. Oh, I love that these cards are next to each other. Vulnerability and void, and they're both hands. And here we have something on the hand, and here we have the hand on something. That's so cool. But back to what I was saying about the cards. I love the kind of handwritten, kind of handmade vibe of it, but like the quality is unfathomable. It's amazing. I love the white. I actually like the borders in this, and that the kind of watercolors kind of, you know, they're not perfectly edged, but they're like there in the middle, if that makes sense. The voice. Ooh. Oh, guys, I'm so happy I have this union. Her artwork is breathtaking, right? Cat Riles. She has some really beautiful tarot kind of cloths in her shop as well that I've been so like umming and ahhing over getting. Also transformation, time. I'm getting so many intuitive hits of this already. The energy is so palpable, very spring-like. I love it. It's a big deck as well. How many cards do we get in this deck? Has it said anywhere? 68. So we're not far off a tarot kind of deck here, to be fair. The Divine. Now, for any of you that know me, when I've spoken before about certain images in cards, I don't often like figures that are faceless. I find them quite unnerving, but for some reason, these like little shadowy but kind of tree-like rooty creatures, they're not giving me that energy, so that's a very different vibe to it. They're more like seeming like elemental beings, and the reason they don't have faces is because they're speaking to that kind of collective energy, or that kind of bigger than just the kind of individual energy, if that makes sense. The sun, look at that, with the sunflowers. We have the lovely lion for strength again. It seems there are some nods to the tarot in this, which I like. That doesn't bother me. I think it phases some people sometimes when they have an oracle deck that marries the tarot inside it. that has those tarot elements. Like it's almost like people kind of think they want one or the other, but for me it doesn't bother me at all. I like that I have those familiar nods. Storm, the star, again another nod to the tarot, but we have all this elemental energy, spiritual guidance, seasons. It's so simple. It's almost pippish, but it's just got all the energy you need there. Look, just from a branch. Oh, I really do love this. Rise, the wings. You can definitely see where its name Roots and Rings comes from. I wonder if we should be looking what the Oracle deck has to say. Let's have a look. Sorry, this is all over the place. I'm most of the time all over the place, so you know, I have to get used to that energy. But it starts with this. And the time came when the risk to remain tight in the bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Anis Nin. Wow. Okay, so it's about growth, this deck. Roots and Wings. That makes perfect sense. The Roots and Wings Oracle deck is designed to connect us to our inner journey of self-discovery, creativity, inspiration, and growth. Though we can often feel torn/divided between the question of whether to soar and explore or to settle and deepen roots, this deck is intended to nourish both the wild and grounded spirits within you as expressions of your authentic being. Oh my goodness, I love it. It marries two things that I kind of always feel are a bit in conflict with me, but I love that it's not seeing them as that. You know, to be rooted, to be stable, and also to fly and spread your wings and kind of expand your horizons. I love that. It's nodding, like it's giving a nod to both and saying that we have space in our life for both. I really feel like Roots and Wings, I think that's what drew me to this deck originally, was the actual title, and now I kind of understand why. That speaks a lot to me and my energy as an earth sign. You know, well, I'm a cusp of a fire and an earth sign, but I do have a lot of earth in my chart as well as fire. And the earth element, and that's why I think that's really cool, because I also see a lot of fire energy as the kind of wanting me to be just like spontaneous, fiery, just, you know, impulsive, wants to go on these kind of adventures, and then that's kind of sometimes always seemed a bit in conflict with the more earthy elements of me. That's like, no, stability, familiarity, let's make some roots, let's lay some roots down here, you know, let's be loyal to what we've invested in. So I like that. I think it really speaks to me in that regard too. So that's going to be so interesting to see how that works with me and my journey going forward. I can imagine it really marrying well with me. So yeah, it basically just says how to use this deck. There is a lesson in each card, whether you are just pulling a single card for inspiration or doing a full spread of cards for reading. Allow the cards to speak to you and connect with you in the present moment, even if it doesn't seem at first to make sense. They are a great tool to help you look inward or at a situation from a different perspective. Look at the image and words for the clues to a lesson or awareness that you can receive. And it definitely speaks to, like, these are just, you know, starting points. I like it. It's a deck that's open to interpretation, and I like that. Sometimes people feel, oh, that's a bit lazy, give me a system, but no, let's not be stifled by another creator's kind of vision. Sometimes let it inspire us. I like that. Release potential. What else have we got here? Perseverance with the lovely Taurian ball there. Yep, that speaks to me 100%. Passage. Wisdom, an owl, one of my totem animals. I absolutely adore owls. As a child, I used to fervently draw them. I don't know why. It was kind of the weirdo doodling owls left, right and centre. I even painted a cushion cover we got to make at about the age of 10 in my last year in primary school. I'm not quite sure how that relates to where you'd be in school in terms of America or Canada or anywhere else in the world, actually, for that matter. But yeah, about 10-11 we got the option to kind of have these cushions, you know, that we could have on our chairs, because we were grown-up kids now in our last year of primary school. And everyone was painting, like, you know, Spider-Man, like all, you know, kind of figures from, you know, pop culture or whatever. And there was me just drawing an owl. Let me see, I still have it to this day. Oh my goodness, let me show you. So here we have it, Rihanna and her crazy obsession with owls. I'm just going to ruin everything here. You can see, oh my god, he's foreboding. He looks so scary here. I don't know why I gave him green eyeliner. And he's got a big moon behind him too. I don't know what that was meant to be donating, but yes, there you go, an insight into 10-year-old Ree and her obsession with owls. So yeah, from that day forth, or from that moment in time forth, I've had quite an affinity to owls. I feel like they're messengers to me. I've only seen them a handful of times in person, and I'd love to see them in the wild. I don't know if that's really going to happen, as they are quite elusive, but one day I hope, along with hedgehogs. I haven't seen one of those, and they're native to my country. But yeah, whales, owls, the keepers of wisdom. Athena, I have to look into them more. Night, we have him again. What else have we got here? Mystery. Ooh, baobab tree, that looks like something of that nature with all those roots. Yeah. What have we got here? Mother. Oh, we've got the mothering bird there with her eggs. That's so cute in the nest. The moon. Manifestation. That's a bunny. That's really interesting. It's almost a nod to the magician, like the bunny being pulled from his hat. Do you not find that's so cool? I don't see what I mean. See what I mean? Like, it's intuitively, I understand this deck. That's the first thing that came to me from that. Obviously, bunnies, they proliferate quite a lot, don't they? Quite quickly. So that's really interesting. We just had, like, you know, with Easter just going as well. Definitely spring vibes of this deck. I really do love that about it. It's definitely a comforting deck, I feel. With the Lovers here, we've got some more nods to the tarot. Actually quite an interesting one there. I love that we're seeing two people, and though there is a bit of separation between them, it's like happiness is shared with the sun here. It's kind of speaking to that interdependency, and I think that's a really cool nod to the Lovers and choice, actually, because this could be the same person. I like that they're not actually two together, if that makes sense. I like that they're standing as individuals but choosing to occupy the same space. I think that's the most beautiful kind of notion of, like, the soulmate aspect of the Lovers card, actually. Yeah, like I said, it's the thing from the colour palette and, like, the way that figures and stuff are drawn in this. Even though I do think it has this dark and light elements, I do see it more as like a more uplifting, comforting deck, I have to say. Oh, kindreds, look. Oh, soul family. That's so sweet. Joy, dancing. I love these figures, you know, and I love that they're so universal. Journey. God, makes me want to go out, and I don't even particularly like camping, I have to be honest. I like nature, but I don't think I want to sleep out in it too often unless the weather's good. I'll be really honest with you. But mind you, I've never been camping in my life, so maybe some of you could sell me on that. But I do love it. I do love this energy. Intuition, bear. Very interesting. I'm really interested to get a bit more acquainted with this deck and see how I feel the animal energy relates to some of these keywords, actually. The bear's intuition. Like, we do also a lot of the time see the bear as like the mother figure as well, and obviously a mother's intuition. You know, they also instinctively know when to hibernate, where to go to get their food, etc. etc. So that's interesting. Inspiration. Oh wow, I love that. This is a nod of almost like neurons shooting off, okay, when we get ideas. But I always find it so interesting how our sort of biology of the human body, the human mind, resembles that of, you know, nature with roots, etc. I love it. It's, like I said, it's such a simple deck. Oh God, inner vision, eyes. Another thing I was obsessive about drawing when I was young, all the way through college, to be honest too. Yeah, inner vision. I love the nod to the triangle there as well. So yeah, I really look forward to using this throughout spring, guys. I feel like I need a bit of a comforting hug deck, actually. I feel like this would pair really wonderfully with the Gentle Tarot, for those of you that have it. I unfortunately don't have it in my collection yet, but I will be getting it this year, hopefully, when it becomes available in a shop close to me here. So I feel this could pair really well with that actually. There's a lot of decks I feel like this could pair well with. Let me know what you think, or if you have it, let me know which ones you pair it with that you feel really speaks to its energy. Home. Hell, this is a card that resonates me because I've seen it quite a lot for this deck for some reason. I don't know why, if this is being shown on other people's channels, particularly this card potentially. I always find it so interesting, like this notion of being held, like the figure holding themselves, but like, you know, the environment holding them too, you know, and this sort of notion of seeking out safe spaces, you know, and your environment should be that, you know, a place that holds you, and not to kind of for you to hide in, but for you to kind of retreat if you need that sort of solace or support. And I like that, you know, because it's even given the nod here with the ferns on the bottom that, you know, it's okay, you know, you can still grow where you are, even if you're taking a break. That's all right. Just look after yourself, nurture yourself. Healer, we've got the snake, the ever, you know, and is shedding its skin by the looks of it too. That's a very interesting take on healing. I like that. Shedding old skins, you know, getting rid of things, transformation, you know, that is healing, is a transformative experience, and it's also not without pain, so a lot of the time. But there's always growth from that, you know. A snake sheds its skin in order to grow, otherwise, you know, it'd be stifled by the tight skin of its past. That's really cool. Guarded. I would like to lay out all the cards with the hands in this actually. There's a really interesting nod to hands and eyes, and this is something I've noticed. Roots and wings, that's interesting. Grounded. It's beautiful. Figure becoming one with its root system. That sort of symbiotic nature in that card. I love that some of them would like, if you can see the difference here, you have like some with the watercolors that are kind of bleeding out, and then some that are just sort of drawn into the white space as if the white space is their background rather than being a border. I think that's really interesting, you know, if I'm going to doff my very novice artist hat. It'd be interesting to see like sort of how that changes our sort of emotional relationship to the image. That's pretty cool. It does look more freeing. Goodness. Wow, there's some interesting words, you know, picture this. There really are. I've just noticed it is actually going in order, isn't it? Because the words are in alphabetical order so far. That's pretty cool. Goodness. Interesting concept. What is goodness to us? It's like a figure reflecting on that themselves there. Good fortune. Oh, we got the Irish nod there with the lucky 4-leaf clover. Fire. Elemental energy again. Father of the stag. I love that he's almost got the kind of nature vines in his antlers there. That's really cool. Earth Mother. Okay, so then there's also kind of pairings, it seems like, almost like kings and queen pairings in this deck too. That's interesting. She doesn't even have a face, she's just the abundance. Very Empress vibe off of her. Duality. Drifting. I like that. Oh, I do like that. Really puts you... I feel this would marry quite well in with another deck that I have my eye on as well that I don't have, is the Spacious Tarot actually, with the colour palette and its sort of energy of, you know, being quite sparse and kind of putting you in the environment. Dreamer. Direction. Oh, wow, with the stones. See, a few things come to mind of this. Obviously we have the birds here as well. Like, I could be wrong, please let me know if there is another symbolic kind of meaning of these stones being piled up. But the two things that come to mind for me is this is sometimes what people do, you know, when they bury bodies. You know, it's also a mark, I think, when you're becoming in certain cultures, when you're the baton getting passed on to the next kind of leader, you put your rock on the on the pile and you choose your destiny, your path, I guess. Direction could also mean choice there as well. And also, it kind of reminds me of a sundial as well, which can also seem like it's showing you directions. So that's pretty cool to look into that a bit more. Death. Even the more macabre images in this, although more strong and more bold, they're still very beautiful. Crafty, that word that came up earlier, and it's a fox as well. Sly as a fox. Crafty. I've got, honestly, I have a family of foxes that have, I think, just given birth to a new litter, and they're like making a new den right in front of my windows, and they're doing all sorts of craziness at night. Oh my goodness! When I was dog sitting over the Easter kind of holidays, and she was going crazy, like sniffing them out. Oh my goodness, it's funny though. Community. They really do donate the energy, you know, what these things feel like. Breath. Wow, these birds. It's like that air energy, the elements of the wings really coming through strongly with the birds and the air energy in this deck. Bound. Oh, like a mummy. Like I said, there is the dark elements here. Blossom. Blind. Another more kind of, you know, hard-hitting card. Even though it's in soft colours though, which is interesting. Balance. I like, because we had duality earlier as well, so there's cards with like similar meanings, but you know, also trying to convey a different kind of message. And this is the kind of card for this deck, I guess. Roots and wings. Balance. Oh, it is the one that is the symbol, if you can see on the book. And abundance. This is interesting because we had Earth Mother earlier where we couldn't see her face, but we could just see, you know, what was growing, you know, as her sort of visage. But here it's like she has enough to take and give now. I like that. So guys, you know, that's my little first impressions, first little walkthrough of the roots and wings. I was wondering, what should we do? Should we look at a few pairings maybe? See what I would pair it up with? Yeah, why not? Let's have a look and see how his energy works with some of my other decks. First up, I think it could work very well with the Witch's Wisdom. Let's have a look. If we just do a Dawn Michelle. She does these things so well, doesn't she? Her deck families are so sweet. Oh yeah, I think this could definitely work. Blind. Oh yeah. I think the colours go very well actually. We go to the next. Blossom. And that sort of botanical kind of energy. That sort of outdoors energy, the animal energy. Oh yeah, look at how even these are speaking, you know, the red of the flowers, and then these are sort of meant to be flowers in this deck. Got the figure here. Yes, yes, I think this is a resounding yes, guys. What do you think? Let me know. All right, what we got next to play around with. Let's have a look. I'm literally grabbing like all my spring decks that I will be working for this spring, working with this spring. Next we got the 4 Haxa. First and foremost, the backs definitely match. I know that's not really like kind of key to understanding how these are going to work together, but I just thought it was an interesting thing. Let's see. These do, again, they do have that similar nod in terms of they're strong like nature elements, I want to say. So it'd be interesting to see the Magician, Bound, 9 of Water. Yeah, I think these could work actually. High Priestess, Breath. Dare I say it, even in this sort of layout, I feel like this deck also has a bit of directional. I mean, I always, you know, I think that's quite a Marseille thing, is it not? Let me know if I'm wrong. I'm not familiar with the Marseille. I'm going to start studying it to kind of help me with one recent deck I got. But here, I find it so interesting. We've got, you know, the birds coming up and they're all flying the same way, and they're all flying over to this, in a way, a slightly nonchalant High Priestess. you know. This breath here, breathing life into your intuition, that is where your happiness lies. The 10 of water, they're all going this way. Very interesting, very interesting. So yeah, for Haxa might not be the one you'd immediately think, yeah, these go together, but I do actually think they're quite workable actually. I actually do like their energy married together. Page of Cups, the Empress, and Community. That's so sweet. I love how they're all facing, this community, wanting to kind of nurture that and embrace that. Take that chance on community. That's the message I'm getting from there. Oh yeah, I like this. I actually like this. I think they will be getting worked with together over this spring season. Okay, let's have a look at one more, shall we? What else? What other decks do we think are going to sit well with you? Roots and Wings. I have to say, I do think the Light Seers would go quite well with this deck as well. But for some reason, I just wanted to try this one because this is a deck I'm wanting to make more use of come this spring season, because it's been a bit neglected in my collection, and that is the Cosmic Slumber deck. I just wanted to see what its energy went. Yes, I feel like this could work. Definitely got very slight kind of, in a way, like similar colour palette. The Knight, 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Torches, Community, Crafty. What else? Ooh, that's very striking with the sort of redness coming through there. Death. Yeah, I like this. I like this. I think this is doable. This is workable for sure. Well, that's nice to know. I feel like it does marry with a lot of decks I have already, so that's putting my mind at ease. I don't know, do you guys do that? Do you kind of check and see if you have potential deck families when you're buying a new deck, or you just let the whim take hold? I feel like it's good to have decks that aesthetically kind of work with each other, but also energetically. Sometimes there are decks that, you'd feel like aesthetically they'd be quite jarring when used together, but for whatever reason their energies really speak to each other. I thought I'd just have a little quick look and see how this is Fantastic Being Manifestation cards, another oracle deck. I thought I'd see how a different oracle deck will work with this, because sometimes I don't mind just working with straight oracles, I'll be honest. Yeah, I don't always need to be working with tarot and tarot oracle together. I just wanted to see what these energies look like. I feel like it would be better to split this deck in two for this and leave this as the central card. I feel like I chose to look at this oracle in particular because it has a sort of same nod in terms of what it's kind of meant to be helping us with, like our manifestation, inspiration, that's what Roots and Wings has a nod to as well. So I wanted to see what their energies look like together. I like it. I feel like it could go either way, I feel like it's nice to have two cards with keywords on either side to kind of help with the read, but obviously on the back of these we get letting go, wisdom, drifting. Oh, that's quite fitting, right? There's a lot to be gained if we let ourselves go and stop staying standing in this canoe going nowhere, I like that. So that's going to be interesting. Maybe it's better to kind of look at the messages on this middle card as well. We've got passage, duality, rhythms, cycles. Oh my goodness. Okay, they're really speaking to each other. They even look quite nice with that, I can imagine on my kind of altar when I have a free card spread, having this and having the actual phrase up to kind of keep in mind for the week. I kind of do weekly readings like that where I tend to use I use tarot as well. It depends really, it depends how the mood takes me, but I do like doing it with oracles as well for the week. So yeah, so that's a really cool, nice kind of deck pairing I found there. I think very interesting. I think I'll be using that this week. So yeah, that's the Fantastic Beings, just so you can see again. Again, I bought this from the boutique. Beautiful 3 sets of cards, that one is. But yeah, guys, I think that's all I have to say on it for the moment. I'll definitely, you know, you'll be seeing me cracking it out, you know, when I get my Instagram together. Managing several social medias is quite tricky for me. I do not, you know, I'm not the best multitasker in the world. I feel like I only have so much energy, really, to be honest. But I'm gonna strive to do better. So yeah, watch out for that. If you're looking for me on Instagram, I'll try and start putting links to that in the descriptions or in my about page. It'll be The Tarot Tree, so double E actually. The Tarot Tree. That's on Instagram. Potentially TikTok, but it's a bit all over the place for me. It might be a bit too young for me. It's quite fast paced, that app, I have to admit. So yeah, we'll see how things go with that. But yeah, guys, Roots and Wings, wonderful, by Katie Riles. Okay, yeah, that's how you say it. Cat Riles, should I say, rather. My apologies. Cat Riles. A wonderful deck. So glad to have it in my collection. So beautifully made as well. I like it. Quite, I think it's ecologically kind of sourced and made as well, which I like. So yeah. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have this deck. It's been lovely having you here, you know, to kind of just get involved with my excitement finally having it in my collection. I hope you all had a lovely Easter time and you're enjoying, you know, hopefully wherever you are in the world, whether you're in the spring season or not, you're enjoying what is bringing your way. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you're, you know, enjoying the contents. Always helps, you know, to bring more people our way and to like create a bigger community here, and hopefully a more enriching one, you know. It's good to see the treehouse grow. So yeah, thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.